chance.
I mean, I figured you were just going to have it on your phone. That you ain't need to type it in there.
I was going to type my rude quote into our sheet. Y'all can just hit record. Hey, it's me, Urban Laughter, scrambling to type stuff. I put my hands on the keyboard. You was like 2, 1. I was like,
well, no, I'll let you go ahead and type it because I need to go ahead and say something really quickly. Okay, like she said, I'm JB. This is the Rude Urban Truth, and I need to vent really quickly because I'm pissed. I didn't even tell her about this because I wanted to save it for the podcast.
No, see, I don't even like this.
I don't know if you have been watching the newest season, the second part of Ozark yet. We wrapped it up yesterday, and Wendy, the wife, I just feel like she has not had to deal with any true consequences of anything she's done. Like, she just be out here doing reckless stuff all the time, and no, everyone else has to deal with stuff, and nothing ever happens to Wendy. So I'm in a Facebook group for the TV shows, and someone asked if anyone had watched it. And I was like, I'm in the last couple minutes now, and I said, Wendy needs to be shot in the leg or something so she can understand, like, yo, there are consequences to the because have you watched Ozark?
Well,
you know, it's like about because it's it's about money laundering and all this kind of stuff. It's like real like cartel type stuff. Because she needs something happening. Literally nothing has happened to Wendy. Literally nothing. And she's easily one of the worst characters on the whole show. Easily one of the worst characters. Like, because she's very... I've hated her character from day one. Because it started with her cheating on her husband. And now she's a part of the thing. And basically, she's basically saying, I'm running this. I know better than anyone. And everybody's always having to clean up after her. So I said that Facebook put me in jail for 24 hours. For inciting violence.
I haven't been on Facebook in like a few weeks. I didn't even realize that you have been arrested. I would have definitely had a free JB post.
I got 12 hours left. I would have
went around trying to collect fake bail money. I'd have been hitting up everybody on their walls. I'd have been on Travis Sinnem's wall like, yo, can I get a couple dollars for JB's bail for Facebook?
Right, and this is the second time. Well, it's the first time I didn't get put in jail. They just gave me a warning. The first time I got a warning because I was watching the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. And they had the lady who was in the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre in the movie, and she had a whole shotgun, boom, in her hand, standing in Leatherface's face, and did not shoot him. She's like, "Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am?" And then the next scene, he outside and she chasing him, and I'm like, "Girl, if you don't shoot him in the face, boom, right. Facebook inciting violence." I'm like, I'm talking about the show. Like, what am I supposed to say? Am I not supposed to talk about the show?
Incarcerated on Facebook.
So I'm in jail. I can't say anything.
I'm in jail.
I'm over it. I am literally, and then I want to go back into just start using Twitter more. If I can just start using Twitter more, but now Elon Musk is buying it, and I just feel like it's about to get reckless over there too. So I'm just like,
Twitter always was reckless though. The parameters started in recent years because when I first got on Twitter. Twitter was the Wild West. Like you could.
No, I mean like reckless in the sense that like Trump is going to eventually come back and then have to deal with his nonsense a lot more because he ain't even using his own platform that he created. They said that he made one post since he created this new social media platform, and that's it. Because ain't nobody there that he won't hear him. So, fuck you, Facebook. Cite me for that. Anyway. Like I said,
I wonder what's gonna happen to Black Twitter. I love Twitter though. Remember we was first starting the podcast, and I was like, "We need a Twitter page." I'm like, Twitter be cutting up. We need a Twitter page. Like we need one. We need one to
going now. That's where I'm going now. And then there are people commenting and liking my stuff, and I don't even know them. How you find me?
Child, that's just how Twitter be. You be on somebody's For You page. No, not for you. I'm sitting here calling it a For You page like it's what's that? TikTok.
See, if I knew how to make these creative videos, I'd be on TikTok, but I don't.
If I knew how to make I do not know how to make these videos. I asked one of my homegirls at work to show me because she actually used to manage a social media page for a business. I've definitely tried to have her take a look at ours. Like, hey, can you look at ours and give some feedback? Because I want her to teach me this stuff. She said she'll teach me. She's like, I'll teach you how to do like this, like how to shoot it, make our posts way more engaging. I told her like this is our first time doing everything. She's like, is it? I'm like, yeah. She's like, y'all are doing, yeah, we surviving a little bit, but we could always be better. So let me know.
Yeah, like I said, I'm JB. She said she was Urban Laughter. I told y'all this is the Urban Truth.
You know, the other time he be
Welcome
trying to act like he ain't hear
to
me.
another episode. So see, she
It's the
already
real
started on
rubber.
violence. See, I'm about to put her in Facebook jail.
Why? I didn't even do nothing.
I didn't either, but look, I'm in there.
I gotta get on there today and put free JB, and they be like, "What happened, girl?" The Facebook cops. We sit in the living room. Facebook cops came and arrested him.
Oh, and look, this is what happens now when you in Facebook jail. So this is my phone, right? If let's say I go down here and I hit like, let me hit like. Oh,
wait, it froze.
Okay, here we go.
I got something
Immediately pops up talking about some. You can't post to comment or anything for 12 hours.
Wow, we're blowing my eyes because something's in it. I can feel the wind. Look, I can feel the wind. Something's in my AITA.
I'm over it. And then this is what they do to you. You see all that red? Put it all over the top of my page.
Yeah, they have to do you like that.
I'm over it.
They did not have to do you like that.
And do you know what this also means? I can't even post on our page. I can't post on the Almost Blurs page. I can't do nothing.
Oh, so they didn't even let you get on your pages.
I can log in. I can't type nothing. I can't go onto any of the groups that we got or anything. I can't do nothing.
That's messed up. Now, Facebook, y'all know y'all wrong for that.
Mm-hmm. That's all right, though, because I'm going to intentionally say something else. Go ahead and put me in jail again. I don't care.
You going to probably say something crazy, and they ain't going to put you in jail, and you're going to be even madder.
Mm-hmm. As soon as I come back, fuck Facebook. It's bullying. You in jail again. Anyway.
You're foolish.
Over it. So, we're here back with another episode of Rude Urban Truth. Do you have... How are you? I didn't ask.
Oh, all right. I got something in my eye right now. It's bothering me, but besides my eyes watering, I'm okay. How are you?
Fuck Facebook. But outside of that, I am doing well. I am. I'm still trying to figure out what to do for Pride Month since I have to leave that at my job now. But so many people have gotten promoted. I don't know what to do for Pride Month. Somebody suggested trying to do drag bingo, and I'm like, is that going to be too much for people?
The drag bingo is fun. My job did it one time. It's actually kind of lit. Mm-hmm. My last job we did, it was fun. It was very fun.
I have to see if I can get in some contact with some good black drag queens.
Yeah, sis kept it lit too. Yeah, and she was black.
Mm-hmm. I'll reach it because we do have a black drag branch here. So maybe I'll see if I can reach out to some of those drag queens and see how much they cost for like 2 hours.
He was like, "Do any black people work here?"
Like, girl, send some our way.
Wait, when she came up, she was like, "Do any black people work here?" I was cracking up.
That's actually really sad. That's actually really sad.
She found me though. I was all, "Hey sis."
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna meet her right at the door. See you. Hey.
Okay.
Me.
Right. Anyway. Hello. Hi.
So, do you have a rude quote? Well, we know she has a rude quote of the week this week because she was rushing to try to throw it in this document.
Yeah. Okay, first of all, it's going to be a beautiful summer. I feel like this is going to be our first real summer of the pandemic because we are still in a pandemic. And I just want to remind you, ladies, it's going to be a lot of men that's going to be crazy about you, and here's how it's going to play out. Him. Post me on your page. Your response, that's crazy. I was just about to delete my page. Like, it's crazy. And that's what
that's how you gonna handle it. I was just about to delete my page.
And by deleting the page, all you do is just block him.
That's it.
Yep, you block him, and then he won't even pop up. And that's from this page called Niggas Be Hoes. Okay, that's the name of the page.
I mean, let me know how that goes. It's just all it's gonna take was like, yo, I've been talking to this girl. She on Facebook. This her name, and then they're like, oh, that's she. Like, oh, I thought she deactivated her Facebook. I can't see her no more.
I'm deactivating my Instagram. For fake, not for real.
No, give them away the social media that you don't post nothing on, really.
Right.
Like, oh, yeah, I'm on social media, but I ain't on social media like that. Here, you can see I ain't posted nothing in like 4 months.
You not stay on Instagram?
Mm-hmm. I don't have that. I don't even know if I have anything for when we close out the episode today. So I guess
I got something for closing out the episode too. I took pictures of all my
trying to do better.
Okay.
Look at you.
So I took pictures of all my quotes this week.
But anyway, all right. So let's go ahead and move into Black Magic, who I am highlighting this week. This week is going to be Queen Latifah.
We are living, hey, single.
Yeah,
She's Khadijah on
I
Living
was gonna
Single.
let you fade to black. I was letting you slowly.
She was Khadijah on Living Single.
We know that, but I'm like,
Oh.
girl. So it says that Queen Latifah has officially broken ground on her affordable housing complex in Newark, New Jersey. She says that she first began looking to invest in properties in 2006. Finally decided on building a massive development project in her hometown that she announced to the public in 2016. It looks like it is the housing complex is going to be about $14 million, and she's officially broken ground. She said that I'm a little bit emotional that we got walls up, we got windows. It took a while, but we stayed with it, and it changed and it morphed, and we stayed with what we needed to do. And the timing is right now for this place to rise. So it's going to be called the Rise Living Complex, which is an acronym for Rita is Still Everywhere, which is a tribute to her mother. It's going to be located on Springfield Avenue, just outside of the downtown area. It's going to be a 76-unit mixed-use project that will house 23 family homes. Well,
I like
23. This. Okay, 20, but then 3 family homes.
Yeah. So it'll be
16
60
affordable
altogether.
housing units.
Right.
But it
right.
says 16 affordable housing units for those earning less than 80% of the city's median income. 1,900 square feet designated for use by community nonprofits, a fitness center, a business center, and an electric vehicle charging station. Says that during the ceremony when they finally broke ground, Latifah spoke about her motivations for the project, and I'm proud to be from here. I grew up around here playing in Westside Park a block away. My grandfather's hardware store was blocks from here. I drove past this block. I saw what was needed on this block, houses that weren't lived in, someone very dilapidated. So I thought, why not here? So
Period.
I thought that was cool.
I like her style.
Yeah. And she's one of the people lately that's just kind of been low key. Like she has her little show, the Equalizer on CBS, but you haven't really seen her out doing anything in the show.
She's been chilling.
She's been moving in silence. She's been making stuff move, making stuff happen, and here she is about to open this affordable housing complex in her hometown. And they said it is expected to be completely finished in 2023. And they already have a waiting list, so if there's anyone who's interested, you can go to riseliving.com. So, yeah, shout out to Queen Latifah or Khadijah. Because Khadijah don't need you. But anyway, let's go ahead into Rude Talk.
Rude Talk. Hey, Rude Talk. Bounce that. Make your knees touch your elbows. Bun-up, bun-up, bun-up. Dun, 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 dun. Money, 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 money. You ain't gonna put it on? Money, money. You're not gonna put it on there?
That makes me think of Family Guy. You remember when Brian was singing that when he was he was trying to say money.
Y'all know I don't like JB like that. Did I tell y'all that? Did I didn't like JB?
Mm-hmm. Okay, she don't like me, but she loved me, and that's all right. So
I wanted to make sure people knew. Okay, so you taking this? Because I already did the intro.
I'll do the first one. So
all right, I'll do the first one. Ready?
Okay, so there's a clip that's circulating on Twitter right now that is a clip from the show Love and Marriage Huntsville. I don't know this girl name because I don't like her, but she's talking to Melody, who I actually do like from the show. This new girl is like new to the series, and she came in starting drama, and it's just like I can see why these hoes don't like it. But she's talking to Melody, and she's talking about how she was previously married, and basically the marriage ended because he wasn't making enough money for her. She basically said that I wanted to live a different lifestyle, and he was not able to provide that. So I said, all right, that sounds good, but I'm about to leave.
So basically she said, you're poor and I'm out.
Yep, and this is it. I'm going to let you hear it.
My first marriage, we made all of the mistakes. Unfortunately, he passed away.
So why did you guys get a divorce?
Because I really wanted something different. It's very unfortunate because he was the most loving, kind person. I had all the love and support that I could have ever wanted. but I think I went through a period wanting money. Like I wanted to be with someone and be at a different level. And I saw him work all of the time. It's one thing to like work and work and work from like 4 a.m. to 10 p.m. at night, day in, day out, and still have no resources. And for me to work, do the same, and just want a different life.
So, long story short, you wanted a different life and lifestyle than he was able to provide. And so you said, you know what, this, I'm out of here. I need more money.
I was selfish and took advantage of a real unfortunate situation, which was he loved me and David unconditionally, completely unconditionally. And when you love someone like that, you really accept their flaws and you accept less than what you should. So really, I should have been a better wife. Every time we saw each other, like you knew that was your soulmate, right?
Wow, I mean, so he was your soulmate.
It's hard because I knew how he still felt about me.
He just loved you.
He really did.
And you broke his heart. Oh, don't cry, Tip.
Okay.
I
So
need to see the video because not you crying after you did something devious and malicious to somebody. Well, I wouldn't even say it was devious, but after you dumped him because
she
he didn't make
acknowledged that she used him. She acknowledged that she used
right. But my thing is, what did you do to level your life up? Because this is your life. Like your expectation, you put the expectation of what you wanted for your life and wanting more on this man. And forgive me if I don't know the whole. Wait, let me stop before I even form.
That was literally the whole clip. So
that was the whole clip. So did she do
anything?
Clip. Did they talk about anything about what she did to her? Like was she working too? Like were they both working and they just weren't hitting the goals?
From what it sounds like, she was working too, but ultimately she was hoping that she was going to be with someone who was going to be making enough money so that it would in turn help level her up too. She didn't like the idea that both of them were working and they both were essentially in her eyes struggling. They weren't achieving the things that she wanted out of her life. So ultimately, this person that she said she saw as her soulmate, she left. She's now remarried, which I think is going to be very interesting when her husband sees this clip or this comes up in a future conversation. And she basically said that this man was her soulmate and she left him.
He passed away.
They left. She left him and then he since passed away.
Hope he didn't die from heartbreak.
Yeah, but she said that she acknowledged she probably used him knowing that he would do anything for her.
But what about you doing anything for you too? Like I understand you want a partner to be equal, but what have you done? This is a goal for you and your life. And I always think in terms, what would you do if I wasn't here? Just like now. Now she has to think in terms of now what do I do because even my soulmate is not here. So how have you leveled yourself up on your own? Because you don't have anyone right now.
And that's the thing. I don't think she's ever done that on the show. I think the husband she's with he came in with the money. He's helped her. And I think as a result, her life has leveled up and she's able to do more things because this person has come into her life and is helping her. But I wanted to get your input. Like, do you think that's a valid reason for someone to walk away?
Just from that clip? No. Like I get that money can be an issue in marriages and it can dissolve a marriage, but just based on that alone, and he was trying and he was working hard and it wasn't to what you want because you felt like you should be taken care of, but you also are supposed to work to level your life up too. You are a whole individual person. You should have came into that marriage whole. So it sounds like you didn't come in whole because you had an idea of something that you wanted. Why didn't you level yourself up? Like, why didn't you level yourself up? Just based on that clip? Absolutely not. I'm not feeling that at all. That seems really messed up. And you broke that man's heart for absolutely no reason. And your own, it sounds like, because you started crying at the end. You broke your own heart behind money. Shit, you can always get money. It ain't going to be easy, but you can always get money. But what you can't get back is time. Because what I always say, in life, you're going to lose time or money. Can't get the time back. You can definitely get the money back. So spend the money. You're going to get that back. But the time, I don't know if I'd have lost my soulmate behind some foolishness like that. I mean, even though he passed away, I don't know if I would leave because I've dealt with people who make far less than me, especially now. like where we're at, like senior manager level, and the money that I make, most guys I date make way less than me. And it ain't gonna be the reason I leave them down. I leveled up because I wanted a certain life for myself. So I get her on that. I feel you want a certain lifestyle. Anybody who know me, especially since I was a kid, y'all know we grew up extremely poor. And I made it a mission to not be an extremely poor adult for myself. And I feel like I'm doing really well in life. I wouldn't say I was rich, but I also made sure I leveled my life up in a way that I felt comfortable for myself. Now, if a man wants to come in and do that too, hey, I'm with it. But that's not going to be the reason I leave you, because you didn't level my life up. Like, first of all, the fact that you're using my and it should be our, this was all about self. It's giving selfish.
And she acknowledged that. That's if there was anything in all of what she said that I respect, it's the fact that she acknowledged it, and she you know.
Yeah, and I respect the honesty. Just because it's honest doesn't mean it's always right. Like, honesty is always going to be respected, but that doesn't mean it's the right thing. You could be honest and tell somebody you stole something. Yeah, I stole this $20 off so-and-so. Were you honest? Absolutely. Was it right? No. You can be honest and not right. And this is the case. I felt like it was honest, but it didn't seem right to me. But she did what she needed to do. So she's out where she want to be with it. So,
see, to me, one thing that's interesting, I'm reading these comments, and a lot of the comments coming from women are saying, well, if she said that that's not what she wanted, then there's nothing wrong with her leaving. But to me, some of the stuff I'm reading here, like the comments from people who are like really taking what she said and like, look, but listen to what she said. Like, one person said, her word is soulmate, unconditionally love. She said that he gave her everything. Like, it's literally like she wanted more. And not once in what she said did she call him broke. She never said he was broke. She just said she wanted more financially. He was doing all this work, and it sounds like they were probably still comfortable, but she wanted to live an elevated life. She wanted to be up here, and they were just here. And that was
right, like maybe like upper middle class, and she wanted to be upper class.
And then one thing that a lot of people probably don't realize when she was saying that, she had a kid. He loved that kid just as much too. She said he loved me. Oh, she had a kid David.
Prior to them being married.
Yeah. She said he loved me and David unconditionally. So he was doing all of this for them, and she left because she wanted something more. And I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting more, but like you said, what are you doing to get more? Yeah. Could you have helped contribute a little bit more? This man is working 4 a.m. to 10 o'clock. That's a lot of time.
Right. But on the flip side, she kept it a buck. Like I said, that's not saying it's right. And she didn't waste that man's time. She did leave him room. Like, you know what? I know that she recognized in herself that she couldn't probably be where he needed to be despite him doing all of that. And she bowed out gracefully, which I think is better than her wasting his time and them looking back 60 years from now and him realizing that she was miserable and it breaking his heart that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. I feel like I was watching your facial expression as she was talking, like, "Oh, this girl is a mess."
Yeah, at first I was thinking like
she's a mess anyway. She was.
Yeah, at first I was like, it was honest. It was honest. I will give that, but I don't know if I would have did the same thing. And then all of it, like I heard, but what were you doing for self? Like you were saying everything that you wanted this man to bring, but like, what did you? Like, it works both ways. And you got to have something too. Like I know a lot of times. And I'm not sad with them because y'all know I ain't never on any side at all like that. But I've heard a lot of men say like, oh, these women come into these relationships with nothing. And then they have this laundry list of what they expect me to have. And it's like, well, what did you bring? But on the flip side, there's a lot of times where us as women, we come and we done did everything. We done built the table, laid the linens, set the plate or did the plate settings. And the reverse is true. So it's just like, what do you contribute to that? Because she didn't say it was broke, but she also didn't mention what she did to help level her life up either.
Someone said like he died after they divorced. I'm confused. What do her tears represent if she got what she wanted in the end? And the girl said her tears represent her knowing deep down to her soul that she played herself and she's a horrible person.
That she played herself. No, she might have played herself.
Yeah, I mean, she
like
seems
now
happy
you got
in her
what you
current
wanted,
marriage,
but now you're
it
unhappy.
sounds like she knows that person was her soulmate.
Yeah. And it comes down to that thing like, would you rather be happy and broke or rich and unhappy? You know, that classic debate. Like, what do you want to be? Do you want to be rich and unhappy or happy and broke? And I'm not saying broke in the sense like that, but living with less than what you wanted. Because they didn't say poor. And I don't think they were poor. She doesn't even cross me as somebody just looking at her like she would even date anybody that would be remotely poor. But it just looks like that old classic thing. Like, damn, she probably didn't realize she played herself. Like, as you get older in life, you start realizing that your happiness ain't no price on it. Even though when you're younger, you be thinking like, shit, give me $800 million and I might be happy. I ain't gonna hold you. You give me $800 million right now, I might be happy too. I'm pretty happy where I'm at, but I'd be a hell of a lot happier with $800 million. But it's like that. Like she got the $800 million and then she kind of realized like, oh shit, like I got it. And maybe it wasn't the $800 million that I needed after all. It might be something you need to work on and check within yourself to just see. But yeah, she probably was crying because she probably realized like, damn, that really was my soulmate.
I mean, for her to say out loud that she thought that this man was her soulmate says a lot about who he was. It says a lot.
She's currently married, right?
Yeah, she's currently married.
Yeah, so to say, imagine being her current husband and you hearing her tell you that her ex-husband was her soulmate.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I thought that'd be interesting to talk about. I'll hand it back over to you.
Okay, y'all, I got a little bit of parental violation. It's from Uncle Donnie. Hear me out.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
You know Uncle Donnie be coming with the shit, so I
Hello? And this was just on what, Friday that they posted this up? I think. But Friday or Thursday. So okay, so not so long ago, my baby's dad took me to court for visitation rights and wanted our son to spend the whole weekend with him. Now please bear in mind, our son is suffering from cerebral palsy. So he decided to take him during the long weekend of Good Friday. I was worried because I know my son doesn't sleep at all, especially at night. So I decided to call him only to find out that his father was out partying. He left my child at his house with his family. His sister called and told me that my son was having another attack of epilepsy. So I tried to call his father and he asked me what he needed to do because he's out with his girlfriend and friends. So now his family is pressuring him to take full custody and now they're calling me all kinds of names. So am I wrong or am I being wrong when I refuse my son to go and visit his father's side? Please don't judge me. He's turning 30 this year and I'm 24. I'm guessing the father's 30 and the mother's 24.
I'm confused.
It does seem confused.
I'm confused on how are they... Am I missing what would even have the other family thinking that they need to be trying to take full custody? Is there a part of the story that's missing?
Because she wasn't giving him the visitation rights. But it's like, do y'all plan on watching this baby the entire time? Because that sounds like what he'll probably do.
It's something just
like I completely understood why she was saying no, you can't see him, because look what happened. The weekend you were supposed to have him and spend with him, you were out with your girlfriend and her and friends and your family. Your sister called me. Why is your sister calling me?
But my thing is this a normal thing? That's what because what you're saying makes it sound like this is something that she's known happen a lot, but nothing in what she wrote here says that happens all the time. This is just happened this time, and she's like, there's no reason why I would want my son to risk being in his care all the time if he's not going to take care of him. But yeah, something is off here. Like, I don't know what it is. This story just seems a little off, but he's trash. Like, how do you, one, have a child who has that type of disability, and then you do all of this work to try to get him just so you can leave him home with family members? Like, what happened to you trying to spend time with this child?
Right. Someone made a good point and said that the baby father probably is immature, and it was probably his family pressuring him to be a father. So why he even went through with it in the first place? Like, he probably genuinely does not want to be bothered. He was probably okay with how it was. He probably just wants to make it, you know how family does. Well, how's your baby doing? How's this and that? And he got, yeah, man, she ain't letting me see him. You know how they try to play. Yeah, she won't let me see him. And the reality is, like, she would let you see him, but she knows that you can't take care of him. Case in point, you had a long weekend where you were supposed to have him, and you opted to go out with your girlfriend and family. Why didn't you just have some at your house? You could have still had an eye on the baby and or the kid, and then still been able to like interact with people and let him meet some of the family. This is his family too. Like, your friends don't know your baby? Your girlfriend don't know you got a baby? Like, sir.
Why would you even make an effort to take your child on a weekend when you knew you had plans and you wouldn't be able to dedicate your time and resources to this child? This is a child that needs attention all the time because, like, you never know when he's going to have an attack.
Attention and
needs to be watched.
supervision
And
at
then you
all
sitting there,
times.
you leaving him with family, but your family doesn't know what to do either. And clearly you don't. So why are you trying to file for full custody if you haven't even gone through all of what you need to learn how to take care of your child?
Exactly. And that, my good friend, is the problem.
Yeah.
That
Because
is the
what
problem.
would have happened if like something really bad happened and this child passed away in their care?
Yeah. And I
You
know
were
how I
supposed
am.
to be taking care of this child.
Right. I would have had an instant attitude simply because why is your sister calling me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the first thing would have been like, obviously my baby would have been my first priority. Like, yo, I got my baby. But the next thing would have been like, first of all, yeah, I'm going to make sure I'm watching my baby. Why do you at him? Where's his dad? Where's his dad?
Yeah, trash can. Mm-mm. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. The story seems a little off. Because sometimes I'll be looking at the Oakland Dining Post and feel like somebody's really just manufacturing posts. But sometimes they just seem so off. But still, I don't like that one. I don't like that one at all. Well, I have some Am I the Assholes for you.
Of course you do, and didn't want to put them on the sheet. You so sneaky. That's why I'm be fooling with you.
I put a name there. Because what's the point of me putting it there if you're going to read along and you be past me and then already reacting and stuff? No, you're going to get it in this raw form. And I do. I be watching you in your eyes.
You don't know what I be doing.
And these, I haven't read them either, so we'll be reading them together. Y'all, she's just waving me off and everything.
Yeah, because I ain't seen no good titles today. I was looking. But go ahead.
I ain't put no titles in there.
No,
but I also do a specific search for mine. I do a specific search for mine. Because this one is, am I the asshole for telling my husband to stop inviting his mom to our daughter's performances?
Oh, what the mom be doing?
So it says, the situation is pretty frustrating to say the least, but let's start with some context. So my husband and I have a 13-year-old daughter. She plays piano and has participated in several plays in and outside of school. Now, here's the thing. My husband invites his mom to every performance our daughter has, not saying he shouldn't, but many times she'd put my daughter down and point out where she messed up and what she needed to work on. This happens every time. My daughter has picked up on these negative comments and her self-esteem kept getting low, and by extension, her performance kept getting low as well. I told my husband his mom needs to stop putting our daughter down or stop coming to her plays. He said his mom is the grandmother and should be including these events as support. Our daughter had a performance this past Wednesday. I told my husband that his mom can sit this one out because he said it was too late. But he said it was too late because he had sent her the link of the date and the location of the event. I sighed and said nothing. His mom arrived like 20 minutes later, sat next to him and kept pulling him close while whispering in his ear. I rolled my eyes really hard. Once the play was over and after we got a chance to see our daughter, who looked nervous and shaking, mother-in-law looked at her and said, "Let me just say that today's performance was disappointing." My daughter was in shock and I was floored completely. My daughter started crying, then rushed away. The mother-in-law then casually said, "Oh, I have to go now. I have an appointment with the salon for Chloe, who is another granddaughter's birthday party." I was fuming. I told her what she said to my daughter was not okay, and that made her upset. She said something on the lines of she was just telling it like it is and then left. We went home and I lost it on my husband, telling him his mom just keeps putting our daughter down and it's not right. He said that I'm being overdramatic and what his mom's doing is just constructive criticism. That's not what that is. I told him from now on he needs to stop inviting her to our daughter's performances. He said I was being ridiculous and that I shouldn't expect his mom to be excluded from the daughter's life like that. We had a big argument and now my daughter isn't even interested in playing anymore. My husband said I was way out of line and shouldn't use our daughter in my fight with his mom. He also called me controlling. And then she added some context in the end. She said, one, my mother-in-law and I don't talk due to past disagreements. 2, mother-in-law is uncomfortable with the concept of playing piano and thinks that my daughter is wasting time and getting distracted with zero benefits since she and my husband wanted her to become a doctor. She put in parentheses, my daughter doesn't want to be a doctor, but that's an argument for another time. 3, mother-in-law thinks I'm wasting my husband's money because I enrolled my daughter into piano classes, which she's been doing for the last 4 years. And 4, my husband told me he'll keep inviting his mom over and over and over again till I learn to stop using our daughter as a tool to fight his mom.
Sounds like the mom is controlling. Because how y'all going to just formulate this baby want to be a doctor? Damn. It's a kid. Just automatically.
And then what you not going to do?
Can't play piano. Why can't
you really
she
gonna walk up there and tell her that it was disappointing? How you tell her that her whole thing is disappointing? How is that constructive criticism? Is generally criticism that gives someone an idea of ways that they can help improve themselves in a respectful way. There's nothing respectful about you telling them that this was disappointing. What in that was helping? You didn't want her to do piano lessons in the first place, so you're intentionally trying to discourage her away from that.
But why
while
can't
in
she have
turn
piano
you're
lessons
killing
and
her.
still be a doctor? You can be a well-rounded person. A piano, she didn't wake up and say, I
She
want to
is
be a
14 years
pianist.
old. What is she going to be doing at 14 that's setting her up to be a doctor? I mean, she's not in medical school. This is no pre-med.
No.
There's nothing in high school for that. She just needs to be doing well in her school so she can get to college and do whatever her heart desires. You don't tell her that you're going to be a doctor.
Right.
And the dad ain't shit either. They're not going to make it. They are going to get divorced. I'm going to go ahead and call it, because it's not even just the mom being an issue. It's the fact that the dad doesn't see anything wrong with what the mom is doing. And he's not even taking up for his own daughter.
Yeah.
That's the problem for me. And as a
wife,
she's going to eventually
not her insulting that child and then saying, I got dipped for a hair appointment for my other granddaughter's birthday party.
Y'all invited me to this bullshit. She was trash. Let me go get my hair done because there's a party I got to go to. That's literally how that felt.
What I do is I stopped telling the dad when the events was too. Now you don't get to come either. How's that?
Yeah. You don't get to show. Sorry. All right. So this is another one. All right. So this one is, this might hit home for, a particular co-host.
Don't start with
say their name, but am I the asshole for ditching my wife at the mall because she was taking too long? I'm a 34-year-old man and my wife is 29. We've been married for 5 years. Since we started dating, she's always taken her sweet time doing everything. Getting dressed, doing her makeup, eating, whatever it is, she takes forever. I'm generally a patient person, but I get extremely anxious when I'm late for something with a scheduled starting time. Alone, I have never been late for anything, but with her in tow, I'm late for everything. The most frustrating thing about this is that she seemingly has no ability to comprehend she's making people wait. If I ever suggest that she move a little bit faster, she gets really defensive. A few years ago, one of my best friends dumped her because she was tired of her chronic lateness. So basically, one of her friends stopped being friends with her because she's never on time. Last night, we went out to see a movie. Getting to the mall before the movie started was a battle itself. But miraculously, with the prospect of doing some shopping before it, she was able to gather her necessary belongings and get there with time to spare. She started shopping while I more or less followed her until it was about time to go to the theater. When I told her this, she was talking to a sales clerk about the clothes she wanted to buy and told me to hang on for a second. As usual, hang on meant I have absolutely no concern about your needs because I'm doing my own thing right now, and anything other than what I want to do is out of the question. I waited for a couple more minutes until she started taking jeans off the shelves to try on new combinations. The previews had already started. I told her again, and she said we can just skip the previews. At this point, I just walked away, which she naturally didn't notice, turned off my phone, and enjoyed the movie myself. As a side note, I missed the first few minutes of it waiting for her, standing in line, and making my way to the theater. On my way out of the theater, I saw her on a bench in the lobby beside herself because I ditched her. I honestly didn't feel bad at all and told her I'd do it again. This made her more upset, and finally we had an awkward, quiet drive home. Apparently, she was actually looking forward to the movie, too. Was I the asshole?
I don't like this one. Let me start with that. I am chronically late, but y'all know I love y'all. And I don't like this one. And it's paining me because I don't want nobody to do this to me.
But you also see where she was probably wrong too.
Yes. But see, I wouldn't did no mess of that. I just be late generally because I just don't have no concept of time. And I live in a different time zone. I tell you that all the time. Everywhere I live is a half hour behind.
Mm-hmm. So
right
she
now,
was
I live in
messed
Brooklyn.
up because
Brooklyn is a half hour behind.
She knew that there was something that he wanted to do. And she was not making any effort to try to at least be on time for something he wanted to do.
I'd have tried to rush. I do my arm stuff and everything. Like, I'd have really tried to, And
then the fact that he was like, hey, it's about to start. And she's like, okay. And she goes to get some more jeans to go try on some other clothes. Like,
yeah. Like,
it almost comes off intentional. It comes off very, almost vindictive. Like, I'm doing this.
Yeah, like, you should have just stopped right there and been like, I'm going to just come back tomorrow.
Especially since she was able to get dressed and ready and get to the mall to do shopping with no problems whatsoever. But when it came to the movie, she's like, we'll get there.
Yeah,
and the fact that he left her and still got there late shows that they probably wouldn't have got into that movie until maybe like 30 minutes into the movie.
Mm-hmm. And it would have been worth it then. Like, who wants to come into a movie 30 minutes? Movies are only about an hour, hour and a half. Like, damn.
So someone's first comment, they said, not to ask. So this is what you have to do moving forward. Tell her that you're leaving in 15 minutes and follow through. One warning, then go. Stop discussing and explaining. Start showing. So in the future, send a text. I'm at the movie and I'm sitting in the center right. And turn off your phone so you can watch the movie. And somebody said, this is exactly what my parents did with my older sister when I was littler. And she got old enough to drive. The family's leaving at 6. We'd love for you to make it. People who are constantly late like this have absolutely zero respect for anyone.
No, that ain't true. See,
I'm trying to see if anyone considers what he did an asshole move. So far, no one is thinking he's the asshole.
But what's next?
If someone said, I don't agree with this. No, they're talking about something else. Not that. Not the asshole. Initially, I was sympathetic to your wife as someone who is also chronically late. However, when you described that her response to you informing her that the previews are starting was to go try on more jeans, I lost all sympathy.
Yeah, right. Because I wouldn't have did that. I wouldn't have went and got more jeans.
They said that's not chronic lateness. That's chronic disrespect for other people's time. Yeah, I agree. It's like, there's like you're late all the time, but it's like if you know that it's something important, you'll be there on time. Like with my engagement party, you got there at a decent hour. Like, you know that you'll get there on time. But if it's something like that, it isn't really going to harm anybody. Like, it ain't really going to be too drastic of a change or something. Then you'll get there. You'll get there. But I don't think you do it in the sense that you like. In this case, it's clearly just disrespect. Mm-hmm. And he's allowed her to do it for so long that she's like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna keep doing it. And now she's mad that he changed it.
My boyfriends will always be mad at me for taking long, but my thing be like, when I do get dressed, they always like, oh, you look so pretty. Right, exactly. It took time.
I'm not giving you no compliment if you come in that late.
I wouldn't have put no jeans on.
I'm gonna be sitting there like, oh, so this is what you came up with? Okay.
Don't do that.
What you want to eat?
For that kind of thing, what I would have did was, my lower back is hurting. Mm-hmm. For that, I would have put my jeans back. I would have put the jeans back and was like, I would have been like, okay, you know what? I could come back to this later, a different day, by myself. Because that's why I like going shopping with people. Because I take my time. If I try something 15 times, if it look weird. And then my thing, my outfits, if they look weird, I ask strangers. Because they're going to be honest. They don't owe me. And they don't know me. So they're going to tell me like, girl, I look a mess.
So I have one last Am I the Asshole for you. This one, I haven't read. I just saw the title. The title was basically the teacher wants the whole class invited to somebody's birthday party. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I got a call from my son's teacher. His son is 6. Or her son is 6. I don't know if this is a guy, a woman, or a man that was doing this. But let's say her name is Miss Goldbaum. She says, hi, are you Al's father? So this is written from the dad's point of view. I say yes and ask if everything's okay. She tells me that she understands he is having a birthday party and that he invited a few friends from class, but not everyone. I say, yeah, there are a few kids in here that he has problems with, and also I don't think we can really handle hosting 24 kids and their parents. She said that there is a rule that if any kids in the class are invited, that all kids in the class are invited. I told her it is an event off school hours on private property in my home. She can no more tell me what I do there and who I can and can't invite than I can decide who is invited to her Thanksgiving dinner. She then tells me there's a good reason for a rule since kids get their feelings hurt if they get left out. So I then pointed out that there are 24 kids in her class. If their parents attend the party with them, then there can be upward 72 people. And I told her that is just not a reasonable thing to ask. I also point out that he has friends from other classes attending, so I do have to invite that whole class too. And she said, well, right. Al is in my class. He is under my supervision. This is my rule. I then told her that Al is only under her supervision while he was in her class. I am the one throwing the party, and she doesn't get to make rules for my house or me. Then she said if it involves her class, she does. After a bit of back and forth, I lost my cool, and I said, lady, it is pretty clear that you're used to bossing around kids who have to listen to you and that you don't seem to understand that your little freedom ends at the end of the school day and doesn't go further than the schoolhouse gates. I am not a 6-year-old in your class. I'm a 38-year-old union electrician planning a private party in my own home off school hours. If you think you're the one who makes the rules for me in my home on which I pay the mortgage on, you can go fuck yourself, and there isn't a goddamn thing you can do about it. She then kind of stammered and I ended the call. My wife agrees that the school has no business telling us who can and can't be invited to our home, and they don't make rules for our house. However, she says I went too far in telling her to go fuck herself. I'm very comfortable with telling her that she has no right to tell us who we can and can't invite into our home, and that it is crazy. I might have to invite up to 72 people to my home because of this rule that she made up. But my friends at work and other parents tell me someone needed to take her down a peg since she was getting too big for her britches and deserved a lesson. He ended up adding some additional context and said to address a few common questions that people brought up. First, we invited roughly 9 out of 24 kids in the class. 1 or 2 may be from another class, but I'm a little embarrassed to say I'm not totally sure because I feel I should be, but that's what it is. He says, secondly, most of the invites were done by my wife directly texting the other kids' families. There were a few kids where my son wanted to invite them, but I didn't have their family's contact information. So we gave him a few sealed envelopes with notes inside saying we understand that the boys are friends and that we're having an event for a birthday party. And even aside from that, we'd like to set up play dates. From there, the family contacts us, and then myself and my wife do the invites after we chat with the family for a bit. My son himself did not do the invites. He's a 6-year-old boy. We do the invites through the other parents.
Right. So. Of course, he didn't do the invites. He's like you said, he's 6.
He's
and
6.
That's how birthday parties at schools work. All kids don't get along and they all don't like each other. That's life. And life, you're not going to be invited to every party.
I'm thrown by her really telling you that you need to invite everybody else in here, and that it was because it was her rule. Do you know how many birthday parties I did not get invited to? People, and you know how many of those birthday parties I could care less about? You know how many kids didn't come in that? Right. Most of the people who got invited to my birthday parties were in my neighborhood.
Yeah, man.
Like, anyone else, it was like maybe like 2 or 3 from my class, but everybody else was my neighborhood. These are the people that I saw all the time. I played with all the time. I wish my mama would have had to try to host all them kids. And then she said that, like, what, are you contributing to it? I would have asked, like, do you have a fund that you provide to each parent when they're about to have a birthday party that allows them to take care of everyone? Okay, so someone said, dear not the asshole, and I think you need to escalate this. The only way you'd be out of line would be if you let him hand out invitations during class time. As for a meeting, and I can get that. If you hand it out during class time, then kids are going to be looking around wondering why they didn't get some. I can understand. But they actually were communicating directly.
This is a core life lesson. You are not going to be included in everything. And the sooner you learn it, the better it is. Kids take stuff a lot better than we as adults tend to think they do. They actually take it better than we do as adults. You break it down in a way, kids need to understand. It's the same thing about giving all kids trophies. Like, yeah, you're going to try life. Everybody's not giving you a trophy. You're not going to always get promoted. Like, you're not going to always get a round of applause. That is life, unfortunately.
Yeah. So this person said they actually feel like the teacher stepped out of line, and they said, ask to have a meeting between the school administrator and this teacher. At the beginning of the meeting, apologize for losing your temper and your language, then go on to politely explain what happened during the phone call and ask the administrator if this is a school policy. My guess is that it is not, and this teacher went way out of line with this request. Administration probably needs to know what she's up to so she doesn't keep doing it to other parents. Chances are she's got a history of crap like this based off of her self-righteous attitude. And then a teacher replied and said, teacher here and I agree with this. She was out of line for calling you in the first place, and then had the audacity to double down and insist that literally anything that involves students in her class is her business. Outrageous. Tell the principal, and if you aren't satisfied with the result, call up the superintendent's office. You're not the asshole.
Yeah.
And then someone was like, he did hand out invitations. He didn't. The letters weren't to invite them to the thing. The letters were really to have a conversation with the parents and then extend some type of invitation so that parent felt comfortable coming over.
Right.
Like, everything about that is what this man said. Like, they tried it. And then even let's say they were invitation, I think he said there was only like 3 people because everybody else he already had all of the contact information for.
Right.
But yeah, you're not going to sit here and impose on what I'm doing in my home with my kid.
Right.
He tried it. I mean, she tried it. And he said a nice version of what I would have said because, child.
Like, child.
Right. But that's all I got for Am I the Asshole this week. Guess we can go ahead into Living While Black.
We've been black most of our lives.
This is what happened when we record early in the morning because we be over here yawning and struggling.
I'm sorry,
and we ain't had a good meal yet.
Shut up. I ain't had no good meal yet. I'm sorry. I still got my bonnet on. I'm sleepy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you took
I
it
gotta
off
get
and
my
looked like
nails
a
done
lunch
after this.
lady. But go ahead. What do we have in Living Wild Back?
I gotta get my nails done after this. Y'all, squatters and thieves. Now, y'all may have heard about this viral moment where this woman in Maryland
I literally
returned
saw the
home from
video for this on Twitter this morning.
yeah, she returned home from vacation, and there were people with all her stuff gone and people in her bed.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, there were 2 suspects on the run after being found squatting in an apartment while the residents were on vacation. It was in Greenbelt, Maryland. The police department said April 5th, residents of the apartment came home from vacation, found their door was damaged, and the apartment was mostly empty. The apartment is located on 9300 block. That part don't even matter. The point being is the woman started to make a video of the people coming in and saying like, well, hey, I thought y'all were gone. This is the person who's squatting saying, I thought y'all were gone. Not only were they in her home, child, they were like, who are you? Like,
right.
And they
was
gonna
like,
say,
what
you
you doing
didn't
in
pay
my
your
house?
rent. Right. And then he's gonna say, well, he's like, oh, first he tried to gaslight him. She's like, who are you? He's like, and then he says her name. She's like, you didn't pay your rent. And she's like, what are you talking about? I paid my rent. Says she tried to get him to leave, but he stopped her. Because everybody kept saying when they watched the video, it's a video going where she showed him. Everybody was like, why didn't you call the police? It's like, because when she tried, he tackled her. And he said, no, you're just not going to call the police. I'm going to leave your apartment, but you're just not going to call the police. So she still doesn't know what her stuff is, about $50,000 worth of items. And she recorded them the whole time. And he showed her how easy it was to break into her home and told her this was a life lesson and wanted to help her prevent it.
That was the thing that got me. He literally walked her step by step and how he got into his apartment. And then also, I think he told her that he was going to do it to somebody else.
Yeah, he did. He did. He said he's going to do it to somebody else. And then my thing is this. First of all, what? Secondly, what? Thirdly, I wonder how she was able to keep her composure for that long. And then he's a dummy because you so busy tackling her about calling the police. This woman recorded you. She has your face. He was getting towels out of her bathroom. Sir, what? First of all, how long were you gone, sis? Because, girl, I mean, you know what? I take it back because you don't need to be gone a day for somebody to wipe your house out.
All they got to know is that you left.
Shoot, a few hours. But the point is, it was so audacious and it was so bizarre. Everyone was like, it's bizarre. And everybody kept saying, why didn't you call the cops? Why didn't you call the cops? The good thing is she has this video footage, so they have to lay low for a while anyway, or they might get caught again, and people going to be on the lookout for them. But it's the audacity of him telling her how you could break into her house, and then there was a woman in the bed. And then what was the woman thinking? Was she a part of this? Was she misled to make, and he made her think like, oh, this is the apartment? Like, what happened?
I feel like this is probably what they've been doing together.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Ridiculous. I was just like, oh no, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah, that was insane.
And seeing so many instances where people squat in people's homes and houses and how they have to go through so many lengths to get people removed from them, it's crazy. So luckily they left, because it makes me wonder, how long would this have gone on? Could they have been still staying there? Like, my guess is that they broke in and they knew they technically hadn't, I guess we'll call it, achieved squatter status to where they couldn't be removed. So they knew that they could actually be arrested, and that's why he was preventing her from calling the police.
It's like, wait a minute.
But there's so many other people that aren't that lucky, and they're stuck for years with people stuck in their house, which is insane.
And for him to say, we didn't think you were coming back. Like, excuse me? And she said she couldn't believe it. They really took over her apartment, and I was just trying to remain calm. She said, I come home literally, and there were 2 people in my bed relaxing. Okay,
so they left on the 28th. She got back on the 5th, and that's when he was like, yeah, this is my apartment. What you doing here, girl?
Right.
That's insane. And then now, like you said, she's lost all of her stuff.
Like, it's insane. And said they found her. She said she didn't know who they were. They were lying on her bed. And then became aggressive. Like, how you, what? Like, and could you imagine it? Like, could you imagine it? Like, walking into your house and then somebody telling you your name? I'd have been livid. Like, how did you even get all this info?
Probably looking through her stuff. Like, oh, this will stay here.
And then she said he tackled her. I'd have been horrified if he tackled me.
I can't. I can't.
Oh, and she said her apartment complex is allowing her to break her lease. Yeah, because apartment complex, no, they wrong for that. But see, I wonder what her neighbors thought. This is why I try to sometimes talk to my neighbors and like let them get familiar and look at me and see who is like in and out of my house, so that if they see something weird, it'll be like, well, where's she at? Like, so they can question them and ask stuff. Because I feel like maybe the neighbors might have seen something too. Like, well, damn, where old girl go? And then again, they might have thought she was moving. They probably seen them hauling all her stuff out. Might have thought sis was moving and somebody else was moving in. People tend to mind their business. I don't know what it was. That was crazy. What would you have done?
I don't know. We would have been fighting.
Yeah,
she was asking a lot of questions. I don't even think I would have. Yeah, I would have reacted.
When he said, I don't know if I might have tried to keep as calm as she was, but I'd have hit that sad piece on my phone and called 911. Go, I'd have kept talking. Letting them see what's happening. Yeah.
The minute I would have walked in and saw stuff was gone.
As they were walking out, the police were coming in. But see, for me, I'm such a paranoid person. The minute I'd have seen my door was messed up, I know how I am. I probably wouldn't even went into my house.
We called police then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd have called the police then. I wouldn't even have went in. I wouldn't have went in at all. I'd have stepped back quietly because, like, I'd have been like, oh, the door's open. Like, one time in my old apartment complex, people next door really did move out, right? And you remember how my walk-up was. You remember how my apartment was. So the apartment next door had moved, but somebody had, like, some kids had went in there and they had left the door open. Y'all seen that door open? I called the police, like, because I knew they had moved. So I called the police, like, hey, there's a door over here. I don't really want to go in there. They're like, have you gone in? No, first of all, I'm black. No, I ain't go in there.
What I look like going in?
No, I did not go in there because I've seen enough TV. I am not going in there. I'm calling you so one of you can with the guns. I was like, look, this door's open. I don't know what's up. Like, turned out nobody was in there. They just closed the door. They had somebody from the complex come and lock it. But y'all, the minute I'd have seen that door was messed up, I'd have called the police and sat right back in my car until they pulled up. Then I'd have had the authorities going to see. The authorities would have caught them immediately. Because see, they done went in there and they seen them hands on that bed, sleep. Like, child, I have seen my door busted open. As soon as she said it was messed up, I'd have been like, oh, I'm out. Not going back in here. I was looking at them like, oh, wow, 2 bums.
Right. It's just going to show me. Just show me how you came in my house.
For you to show me how you came into my house? You're like, you need to put a lock on that window. Excuse me, what? My building now, I live kind of high up, so you get in here now. Shit, you take all of it. You did good. You deserved it. No, I'm joking. Don't come in here.
Right.
No, I'm joking. Don't come in here. But I'm way too scary. I'm way too scared. As soon as I'd have seen my door, I wouldn't have even walked into my crib. As soon as I seen the door was open, I'd have been like, is this door open? Oh, honey, no. And I'd have been in the group chat like, child, I'm sitting here waiting for the police. My damn door is open. Y'all like, what happened? Keep us posted. All right, I'm telling you when the police come. I'm not going in. So I probably wouldn't even seen them. I mean, I'd seen them after they was apprehended by the authorities. But yeah, I gave you the incident without time to happen. You remember how that apartment by mine used to be at the top? We were the only 2 on the 3rd floor. And child, that door was open. I walked right to I looked out, I was like, went right into my apartment and minded my business because I knew that couple had moved out. And I just let the police know, like, hey, this door's open. I don't know if somebody in there or what. Like, I didn't want them to be in there and then trying to come to mine. Like, I was thinking in terms of them coming to mine. I'm like, look, I don't know what's going on in here, but you should come check it out. Turns out nobody was in there. Probably some kids just opened it up like they said. And that was it. But you see, I ain't go in. I was not about to go in there. Who's in here? Like, what? No. I'm not that curious.
Well, I guess that brings us to the end of the show. You said you actually had something for people.
Oh, I did. And it's a real fun fact, y'all. Like, did y'all realize that oranges are really, like, naturally pre-sliced? Like, oranges are literally naturally pre-sliced. Like, all you gotta do is just, and it's already open. It's like, it's literally pre-sliced. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. And now that you say that, like, but I don't eat oranges, but I see people have them, and I'm like, oh, they really do just be pulling off the pieces.
Yeah, oranges are really pre-sliced. Like, and I seen it on the internet. I was thinking about it, like, this is a fun fact. Oranges really are naturally pre-sliced. Like, you don't gotta do nothing to them. I mean, even if you cut it in half, you can peel that skin off the half and then still eat it off a slice. It's crazy, man. That's all I had.
So I have 2 things. One of them is a funny story, and one of them is a positive thing. So there's a girl on my Facebook. Her name is Camille. She's hilarious, and her kids are hilarious too. She has a story from something that recently happened with one of her kids. She works from home. She said, today on what did my toddler do while my back was turned? Arthur answers a video call on my work computer. And here's how it went. Arthur says, hello, it's me, Arthur. Arthur Edward James Cobreth. How are you? And the coworker says, hi, Arthur, I'm Brian. And Arthur says, hi, Brian, I'm Arthur Edward James Cobreth. My mommy is in the bathroom. She's pooping. She poops in there. And she's like, I was not pooping. I was brushing my teeth.
He said, my mom's in the bathroom pooping. She poops in there.
So I thought that was funny. And then my positive thing is
that's
some
funny.
of you don't. It says some of you don't even realize how you light up rooms and inspire people just by being you. You are literally magnetic and you don't even realize it.
You ain't have
And
to
I feel
tell
like
me
there
that
are a
one.
lot of people that are like that. Oh, you swear you human cocaine.
I am. You gonna
She's
say,
more
"Oh, you
like
swear
crack,
you"?
y'all. She's more like crack.
You gonna say, "Oh, you swear you human cocaine"? Even better, it's addictive.
She's cheap.
Crack is whack. Crack is cheap.
Oh man, but that's all I got. So ball heads, we will talk to you guys next week.
Bye.